to another video, or dice berthing, as I've decided it's now called. But before we get into that quickly, I'll show you the finished dice that I've made recently. So here we have a set of blue and white swirly dice, inked in gold. I made these for a friend who doesn't know that they've been made for her yet, so that's pretty cool. As usual, mica powder sinks to the bottom, but we do have some nice swirls and things going on inside the dice, so I'm pretty pleased with those. We also have my finished chunk, which I have been now inked in a blue, and decided to do the 20 in gold because I thought that was pretty cool. The other set that we pulled, which is over here, there's just a few of these. I'm in the process of sanding these, and then we'll ink those up. I'm not sure what colour to ink them because they are blue and purple, and I probably would have inked in the opposite, so they might just be a plain old white so that they're readable. And then we have the purple set that I'm working on for myself, which I've inked in a pale purple. Quite liking those. Not sure about where the patches are lighter. If I can read those numbers properly, I might have to darken those up just a little bit, make them a bit two-tone, but we'll see. Anyway, I've been playing around with putting botanicals into dice, and I know this is one of those bog standard Amazon cheap dice moulds, but I wanted to have a go and see if I could get one inside a dice. So in there is a piece of fern, and there's another piece over here as well, and then some glitter, because why not, but I figured I can still do something with it, so it's not a complete waste, and that was my intention, was to make it that. I've also placed some fern and some flowers and a daisy in here. Now the daisy's pretty much submerged. The fern just decided to float up constantly, so I only partially filled the mould with the intention of topping it up, basically. And I've got some of this iridescent powder that I put on first onto the mould. I want to see how that works. Either way, I think it's going to be a pretty nice bookmark. We had some issues, which is why I haven't done a mould video recently, where I warmed the resin, 2-part resin, warmed both parts in an attempt to evict the bubbles from these. And what actually happened was it prevented the dice from setting altogether. So I think it was a reaction between warming the resin and perhaps putting it in the pressure pot that it didn't like it. Anyway, if that ever happens to you, you can in fact freeze these, believe it or not, put them in a little plastic bag, put them in the freezer, wait about a day, and they're kind of set-ish because the stuff's frozen. You can extract them. So I managed to extract them, a lot of cotton buds and nail varnish remover, essentially acetone later, and I managed to clean the moulds out, but I was super upset, thinking I'd completely ruined them. In actual fact, I thought I'd ruined all of these and my slab, which is already, you know, damaged. So still waiting for the replacement on that, but I made another set, including a chonk for my partner, and I figured we'd take a look and see how they've come out now. I placed some botanicals inside here, and I put mica powder in, and I don't know why I did that, because I don't know if you're going to be able to see the botanicals. So let's take a look at this one first, and I don't think we have a void. Oh, we don't. Okay, this is good, this is good. So that's something that I'd been struggling with. Now, the only thing I really did different with these was I poured a bit, and then I left it, and then I poured a bit, and then I left it, and I poured a bit, and I left it. But only, not a huge amount of time in between, I would say. Not like setting time, I mean. It was like in between. I don't know if that still feels sticky. Yeah, in between, I guess probably about 5, maybe 10 minutes or so. I don't know how long exactly, didn't time it, wasn't really thinking about that from that It was thinking more of a, what's the next bit I'm putting in, because I wanted to layer it, but not with it sitting in between. So, oh gosh, that's really thick on top. Okay, so that's going to take some filing, but let's have a look and see what we got now. In here I put a fern and a bit of flower, so a bit of a flower, but also this dice mould. Yeah, you can't see it. Okay, so inside there is a fern, but it's like a secret one. You can just about make out something here. I mean, on the plus side, it is submerged, but completely hidden. So, yeah, I would say that's a win. That worked. The botanical is in there. You can't see it, but it's in there. Okay, that's okay. I had a feeling that when I put the mica in, that I kind of buried it. But, yeah, kind of did it anyway. Now, you can probably tell the top of this dice mould here, around this side, there's damage to this. Now, this is in part because there was a giant unset frozen dice inside it, and no amount of mould release was going to get that out because it was still mushy. In fact, my partner thought I should do a video on it, but actually it was so disgusting and sticky and horrible, and I was so upset I really couldn't bear to, so I thought I would just tell you about them. So I gather that can happen with yeah, I've had soft dice where I've used inks, alcohol inks. I've never had ones that were literally like a slush puppy after being in the pressure pot. So I don't know if it's because it was warm and then it went in the pressure pot, but the only thing I did differently with these, ooh, no void, nice, was that I put them, as I was doing them, I put them on the side and then I used a heat gun. So I used this old thing here. Now this heat gun, cool, heat it up it's called, imaginative, right? Pretty old heat gun actually, that one. Sorry, need my tea. And I used to use it for making cards and bits and pieces, and thought, well, the moulds were potentially ruined inside and we wouldn't know if they were or not really until I'd got a dice set in there to look at. So I figured, what the heck, I wasn't really losing anything. Here we go. What's, ooh, sparkly. Okay, so there is black swirlies in there which have kind of, I say swirlies, I mean glitter. I'm not real great with words. It is quite early in the morning still. But this is quite thick on top. And I think as I overfill the moulds obviously a bit. And whilst I was trying to evict the bubbles, maybe put a little bit too much in there. But, hello, poing. That's okay, because after filling some holes in a set of dice, which was just ugh, I did use UV resin. UV resin sets extremely hard compared with this other type of resin, which sets hard, but not monstrously hard. Now you can see on the top here, there is a bit of a bulbous bit, but you can still see the number one dice face, which is fine. So that's going to take a bit of work, but it's set and there does not appear to be damage to the outside of the dice, which is even better. Okay, another doesn't look like, yeah, okay. This one again does not look like there's a void, well, not in the top anyway. Let's have a look in the rest of the mould. So the corners I'm paying attention to, because obviously when the stuff got stuck in here, even though that's a nice easy dice to extract, it did in fact go everywhere. Oh no, we did get a void right in the corner. Dang. Okay. Alright, well, it will just have to have a hole in it then. This was more checking to see that the moulds were undamaged on the inside anyway than anything. So if they're usable dice, great. If they're not, then fine, whatever. But actually, that's usable, I think. It's just, it's got a hole in it. Ugh. But luckily, it's not on the number one thing. Not on the number one. But it is under. It's under. Can you see this? Just there. So there's a tiny little flap of mould, dice stuff, and the bubble is underneath, which, but there is some really cool swirls going on in there. I'm hoping you can see this. You see that? Look at that. It's pretty cool. I'm quite liking that. Don't know what I did. Oh, no, I thought I did. I don't. So we got in here also some colour shifting glitter from Supplier's Studio, because why not? Who doesn't love glitter, right? Well, probably boys actually. So let's have a quick looky at Mr. Number 8. Okay. Yeah. Actually, these don't look too bad. I'm kind of really pleased with the fact they don't have big ass holes in them. I was completely expecting they were all going to be terrible, to be honest. Okay. And yeah, and destroyed from my incident. And actually, they are not. So very, very pleased with that. I'm going to trim these off later off camera, but they actually look pretty good so far. Another one. Oh, the bubble was on the outside, like under this part, so that was better. Okie dokie, come on. There we go. Oh, that's kind of cool. Some of the black stuff that I put in sank to one end, and then you got the green glitter this end. I mean, I think that's cool. Maybe that's cool. I don't know. I didn't actually make them for a person or a purpose, other than to see that the moulds were okay. Okay, and they do seem to be okay, so that's good. But I wasn't necessarily expecting them to look kind of cool, but they kind of do. We'll not be keeping them, of course, because, you know, hundreds of dice and stuff. It's a sort of void. I say sort of because it's like here, and the stuff on top's kind of raised already, so it's whether or not it's too high up. I don't know. Too high up. What am I even trying to say? What I'm trying to say is because I over poured the resin into the mould, that we had excess anyway. So if that sort of bubble, we'll call it a sort of bubble, is high up, as in this extra bit up here, then that's fine. But it could be that it goes a bit deeper. It's tricky to tell because there's a bit of glitter right there, so I'm going to have to get the old magnifying glass out on that later and take a look. But either way, if there is a full-on hole, then we will endeavour to fill it. Mind you, if only 2 of them have voids out of all of them, then that's not bad going. And amazingly, there seems to be no damage to the inside of the moulds, so that's pretty awesome. as far as I can tell. Now this was the one that normally had the voids in this shape for some reason. I don't know why. I guess because a lot of the dice is underneath with only a small bit on top. But seems to be good today. That's awesome. So we have those, which are quite nice. No idea what I'm going to do with them yet, or who I was going to give them to. Hadn't really got that in mind. So we have this kind of green sparkly set. This green dice with botanicals inside it that you can't actually see, but has still got some nice swirly stuff going on. So okay, we'll call that the like hidden garden dice. Hidden garden dice. I like it. Now this set I made with somebody in mind. However, what I did notice was, as I was using the purple in this dice set, the purple kind of went a bit pink. And I don't know if it's too pink. So I pulled this off the outside of the mould as it went. And it kind of looks a bit pink to me. So, but we'll see. Because if it's too pink, I'm not sure that they will be suitable for the person that I made them for. But you never know. I mean, he didn't ask me to make him a set, is the thing. So, oops, he might watch this. Actually, no, he probably won't. Just had that thought. So what we will do is get some of these out and take a look. Of course, we put some colour shifting glitter in here because why not? I really like this colour shift glitter. This Supplies Studio glitter is really pretty. And obviously if there's damage to the inside of this dice mould as well, I would not be surprised because of the incident recently. Again, this one went in the freezer with those. So, I don't know. Do they look a bit sort of pink? I'm not too sure if those are too pink. I put black in them as well because, you know, that it was supposed to be purple and black was the idea. Purple and black with some glittery stuff. And there's some cool stuff going on in there, I have to say. I'm pretty pleased with how those look, but if they are too pinky, I'm not entirely sure. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. Okay. This is darn pretty. Okay, I'm not even entirely sure. There you go. Look at that. These are really pretty. There you go, there's 6. There's some stuff going on in there. Now the colour shifting glitter that I used is like a gunmetal grey, which you can see is also to the bottom, which I fully intended for that to happen because I knew it was going to happen. And it had some really fine bits of glitter in, really like almost like powdery bits of glitter. So I was hoping that they were going to be suspended. Now, as far as I can tell, that has indeed happened. Oh, it's so pretty. Look! Oh, it is a bit pinky in that one though. So I like to, it's more pink than purple for sure. But the swirls, look at those swirls. Oh gosh, those are so cool. Okay, if he doesn't want them, well, I would say I would totally keep them myself, but I think I have enough. Do I have enough dice? This is a question. I don't know. Those are gorgeous though, look at that. And I remember what I did, which is even more cool, because as long as you remember what you did, it means you can recreate them, correct? So, oh yes, this D20 is pretty. Very pretty. Get off. Okay, so, look at that. Oh my gosh, that's so gorgeous. Little bits of sparkles and stuff, that's really cool. So, black alcohol ink, purple alcohol ink, and Suppliers Studio glitter. The link is in my previous video actually for this Suppliers Studio glitter. So these have some of the same glitter on actually. They have some of the black, and then they have this like cool green one. I bought like a set, and as far as I can tell, although these are, you know, they're still slightly soft, and the cat hair, wonderful. They're still slightly soft, so they need time to harden off completely. I always demould and check that everything's okay, usually a little bit early. Leave them out, and then they can just do their own thing. And then I actually have some usable dice, and the secret garden dice, of which contains a secret that only we know about now. Such a shame you can't really see it, but it worked. That's the main point. So I need to not put mica powder in this then. And oh, but there is some gorgeous shifting in this dice. I don't know if you can see it properly. Yes, thank you, Aslan. That's fine. I know, boy. Don't mind the cat. Can you see the colour shifting with the? So there's some glitter in there too, which is probably why it looks really cool as well. Well, I think it looks really cool. I don't know. But in actual fact, hubby wanted a green chonk. So, ta-da! Green chonk dice. And this one definitely has botanicals in that you can see right there. And I purposely didn't put the lid on for this one because I wanted to be able to see through the dice face. But there we go. Anyway, I won't leave any links today because you've got them all in my previous video. But hopefully, the next set we make, we're going to go for another chonk with botanicals in that you can see. So that will be what we're going to work on next. And maybe in the smaller ones. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see. But thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave a like. And don't forget, press the bell doodah if you want to get notified when I upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and take care, and bye.